Original Kane, The Monster Unleashed. Bad Blood. October 1997. Hell in a Cell, Shawn Michaels is in bad shape. The Undertaker is ready to finish it. But then the lights drop, the unsettling organ sounds, and out walks a 7-foot demon. Red and black bodysuit. One arm exposed, mask covering his face. Accompanied by Paul Bearer. This was Kane, The Undertaker's storyline brother, presumed long dead in a fire, and he ripped the cage door clean off its hinges. His first assignment in WWE wasn't a promo. It was a tombstone to The Undertaker. That is how you build a monster. From the jump, Kane was treated like an apocalypse. He didn't speak. He didn't flinch. He moved like a slasher villain. He threw Vader around like a cruiserweight. Wrestled his own brother in an Inferno match. Won the WWE Championship against Stone Cold Steve Austin within 1 year of debuting. He destroyed pretty much everyone in his path and had one of the greatest initial runs for a character ever. Kane wasn't just a monster. He was the monster. Kane Speaks, DX Kane and the X-Pac storyline. By late 1998, WWE did something they rarely do with monsters. They gave Kane personality. They teamed him with X-Pac, a rebellious lightweight who couldn't be more different. Together, they formed a babyface tag team that somehow worked. The partnership humanized him. He wore the inverted attire briefly during this period. Kane wore the same mask, but eventually started speaking through a voice box, the kind you'd associate with a burn victim. He wasn't cutting promos, but he was expressing himself. He fell in love with Tori. He raised his first tag team gold, and for a moment, the monster felt human. But this is WWE. It could never last. X-Pac turned on him. Tori betrayed him. And Kane snapped, chokeslamming both of them. The voice didn't go away, but the friendly personality did. Early 2000s Kane, the ruthless machine. By 2000, the arc swung back. The emotions shut off. Kane returned to pure destruction. His gear evolved, moving into the iconic 2-strap red and black vest. He wasn't seeking companionship anymore. He was on a mission to absolutely obliterate everyone. In 2001, he eliminated a then record of 11 superstars in the Royal Rumble and finished as the runner-up. He feuded with top stars like Triple H, Kurt Angle, and The Rock, and cemented his position as a dependable top-card performer. He also teamed with The Undertaker to bring back the Brothers of Destruction, and they dominated the WWE duos, winning the tag titles twice. Kane also won an Intercontinental title during this run. This version didn't say much, but he didn't need to. You felt it when the fire shot from the ring posts, when he chokeslammed his opponents. This version was an absolute beast and might just be the most dominant of all. Half-masked comedy Kane. By 2002, Kane started drifting into accidental comedy. He was still masked, same general gear, but would speak fully and was more open in promos. He teamed with Rob Van Dam, did backstage sketches. He would tombstone someone in the ring, and then show up in a backstage comedy bit 5 minutes later. It wasn't completely out of place, it kept him relevant in the Attitude Era's shadow. But this version of Kane was inconsistent. The threat level dropped, the mystique cracked, and it all led to the biggest shift in his career. Unmasked Kane. June 2003. Madison Square Garden. Kane loses to Triple H and then removes the mask. It's hard to overstate how shocking that was. Kane's identity had been built entirely around hiding his face, around the trauma that came with it. Now, a half-bald head, burned makeup, wild eyes. This wasn't a monster. This was a man on the brink. The next year was chaos. He set Jim Ross on fire, electrocuted Shane McMahon's testicles, tombstoned Linda McMahon, and laughed about all of it. Unmasked Kane was no longer supernatural. He was disturbed, unpredictable, and dangerous in a very human way. And that made him more terrifying than ever. Resurrected Masked Kane. But WWE wasn't done with the myth. In 2011, Kane disappeared for months. WWE then showed multiple vignettes of a burning red mask and ending with the words, "Kane Resurrected," appearing on screen. Soon after the pyro hit again, and Kane returned. But this time, he wore a black Predator-style mask during entrances. He attacked John Cena, started talking about embracing the hate. He even delivered promos in a Rasputin-like cadence, philosophical, detached, villainous. Fans were torn. It was cool to see masked Kane again. But this version never fully clicked. The feud with Cena flopped. The new mask was ditched. Cool look, decent promos, but the era didn't stick. Team Hell No. So WWE pivoted hard. They paired Kane with Daniel Bryan in an anger management tag team called Team Hell No. What followed were some of the funniest backstage segments in modern WWE. Therapy sessions, forced hugging, Kane deadpanning about his crimes, Bryan yelling, Kane stoic. It was another addition to the odd alliances throughout Kane's career. But here's the thing, it worked. They won the tag titles, had great chemistry, and it gave Kane something rare, a sense of timing and comedy without ruining his legacy. It was the most likable Kane ever got. Corporate Kane. Then WWE flipped the character completely again. Kane handed his mask to Stephanie McMahon, put on a suit, and became Director of Operations for the Authority. In the ring, Corporate Kane was less of a threat. But as a character, he was entertaining in a strange, dry way. He played the heel well and added an interesting new wrinkle to the Authority. It was another completely unexpected shift in the Kane character that Glenn Jacobs somehow pulled off. Veteran Demon Kane, the final chapters. The last true version of Kane wasn't about storylines. It was about legacy. He'd show up now and then, masked again, back in the vintage red and black, usually to put someone else over. Braun Strowman, the Fiend. He teamed with Undertaker one last time to face DX in Saudi Arabia in a match that infamously went wrong several times over. Kane's mask fell off. Triple H tore his pec minutes into the match. A disaster of a match with legends that deserved better for all they had given to the business. Nonetheless, nearing the end of Kane's career, the Demon was now ceremonial. More nostalgia than threat. Meanwhile, Glenn Jacobs became the actual mayor of Knox County. And slowly, Kane transitioned from full-time monster to a part-time memory. The final appearances were short, but the fire, even if symbolic, always hit. Please like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed. Also, join the channel as a member for exclusive perks.